Hey, what's up, Wangwana? Who ni your boy, the RevBantu, aka the Rapster Pastor, as usual. And this is another episode of Reverently Speaking. And as you know, this is just a show, a Christian show that we open up and just speak about the stuff that are happening. Anyway, I believe you guys have been okay. I trust that you guys have had an amazing week. Time inakimbia sana. Saizi tunaelekea mwezi wa 10 already, and year is almost ending. But you know what? We want to thank God for everything. And of course today, I want to speak to us about an issue that has been going on for so long. Yani, issues of suicide, issues of mental health, and apparently today was World Suicide Prevention Day. Yeah. And most of the time wase who commit suicide na wase who commit suicide most of the time ni maboy, wanaume ndio commit suicide, and wanaume ndio commit most gender based violence. The reason is, and I believe that tunakubaliana that men normally don't talk about their issues. Boy anakauka, kuna shida lakini anakauka. Mse amelala njaa, mse amelala nje chini ya bridge, mse ajaoga for 1 week because ana place ya kuoga, ana do ya kubai hata maji yani. Lakini ukimuuliza venye anaendelea atakwambia niko poa, anaendelea nang'ang'ana tu. And it gets into him. And yes, if you irritate him vibaya, even unapata mse alikupita na wewe vibaya sana, simply because we don't talk. And of course, when we don't talk about our issues, what happens? Tunaendelea kuzi-accumulate, and it is a place where we can't handle it anymore, and we end up emptying ourselves on other people vibaya sana, or we end up killing ourselves. Tunachukua kamba, tunasema you know what, enough is enough, acha nijitoe uhai, and that's how you end up destroying yourself. And most of the time what happens is, umetoka kwa life, umetokea mashida nini, probably umeenda place out, utasumbuka tena, you won't cry again, you won't get any pain. But do you remember the people that you leave behind? Do you think about your parents? Do you think about people who love you? Do you think about people that really you cared for and cared for you, how they are going to feel in your absence? Well, these are some of the things that we go through don't help us to think about or to remember, or sometimes even seeing our loved ones go through hard time with us makes us want to do those things so that to watch a burden. But guys, it doesn't have to be the case. We don't have to reach that place where we toa our hasira kwa mtu mwingine and we end up in committee or in a jail somewhere, or we remain with thoughts that will never give us peace, or even worse, we end up committing suicide. And today I was reading a text in Psalms chapter 42 verse 1 to 11, and I love the book of Psalms because the book of Psalms is a book of instruction. It's a book of that helps us and gives us instructions on how to connect with God, connect our emotions with God, because the psalmist is always very, very honest with how he's feeling and with what he's going through. And sometimes he laments about them, sometimes he praises God about them. And this particular psalm, that is Psalm 42 from verse 1 to 11, is a psalm of both lamentation and a psalm of encouragement. And he starts by saying, as the deer panteth for water, so my heart panteth for you. No, it tells God that way. And of course, if you read, you realize that this is a person that was facing some external circumstances that ended up in affecting his internal situation and circumstances. And so he was in a situation whereby he longed for God to come through. And sometimes we find ourselves in situations whereby we long for somebody or for someone just to come through for us. And if we find ourselves in a space whereby hakuna Mungu, hakuna friend who is so close to you that you can speak to, then you end up destroying yourself. You end up being so desperate that you destroy yourself. But here, as a Christian, as a pastor, as an educator, as an encourager, as an influencer, I believe in a God that wants to connect with us deeply, emotionally, wants to connect with us in every level of life, in every circumstance that we go through, so that we don't end up destroying ourselves and causing more pain and probably, more depression and situations like that to people. And so I want to encourage, especially men, that it's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel that you've been neglected probably by the society. But again, it is also very important that we anchor our faith and that we anchor our being in something greater than the situations that we can go through. And most of the time, people may not realize that greater thing that we have to anchor ourselves in is God, not the mass, not what the people are thinking about you or what people are saying about you, because people will always say good stuff when you're doing well. People will always want to associate with you when you're doing well, but when things start looking south, they will also scatter. They don't want to associate with you. I have so many examples whereby people have run away from me because I've done something, or they've heard that I've done something or said something that probably will take their name and they don't want to associate with you anymore. And in such a time, you're likely to feel lonely, you're likely to feel alone, and you're likely to think thoughts that are not developmental. You need something to anchor your faith on. You need something to anchor your life on, something greater than what a man can say, than what a man can make, than what life can offer you, but only God. And so, also want to encourage you to have the power to encourage yourself. Encourage yourself when nobody's encouraging you. Big up yourself when nobody's bigging up you. Compliment yourself when nobody is complimenting you, because you want to be complimented every time. There are people that will not even compliment you when you're doing well. My haters wako hapo hivyo to make sure that you work harder, and some are there to pull you down. Those are the times that you need to compliment yourself. That's time that you want to tell yourself that, I'm better than this, I'm above this, I'm above this silly talks, I'm above stupidity, I'm above mediocrity, you get, and push yourself. Otherwise, you guys, thank you so much for listening to me again. This was another episode of Reverently Speaking, and I believe I've spoken something that have probably gonna change someone's life. Guys, if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click your button here, subscribe, and click that bell so that you get notifications whenever I post a new content. And also be kind enough to leave a comment, whether positive or negative, because that's how tunajijenga. And more kind enough to please share with your friends, share with your networks, so that at least tujijenge. Sindio? Usikimbilie kumeka comment kwa post ya Jay-Z, na hata kujui, na hata yeye manage your account, manage na watu wengine, na huko ndo nakusema venye unampenda. Tuache ufala, tujengane, si ndio? And of course, today hapa hivi I'm adorning made in Kenya by the one and only Eko Dida, my boy, doing amazing stuff outside there. Big up to him also, and other people that are doing awesome stuff. God bless you so much. Enjoy your week and weekend, and let's connect again probably next week when we giving you amazing content that encourages you, that are uplifting your soul. Remember, Bantu is here, Reverend Bantu is here to give you content that inspire transformation and help you to live a transformed and fulfilled life. Thank you.